Hello, one and all, and welcome to episode 3 of Under the Influences. I am your host, Jon Phipps, and for those of you who might be seeing this show for the very first time, what it is I sit down with a guest every week, and we talk about their favorite band or favorite singer, and we talk about that band or singer, and in particular, we talk about the guest's favorite album by said band or singer. And on this fine night of nights, I am very pleased to have coming on to the show a lady who is just smooth as silk when she sings and is just a great supporter of all that's good and all that is creative. And we are coming together to talk about Joni Mitchell, and in particular, her hit 1971 album, Blue. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Under the Influences stage, Emily Jane Roberts. Hello, EJR.
Hi.
Lovely to
Thanks
see
for
you this
having
evening.
me.
Thank you for coming on.
You.
So we are congregating here tonight to talk about none other than the legendary Joni Mitchell. So I know when we were putting this together, I know that you told me you really felt a strong impact when you first heard Joni Mitchell's music. Tell us a little bit about when this would have been.
Well, the first time I ever heard Joni was when I was just a little thing. My mom would play another record of hers called Ladies of the Canyon, and it's the one with the circle game on it, and that was she was already really important to me because of that. It was like a connection to my mother. And then, but I did hear the Blue album until I think I was about 18. And I said, Mom, I'm looking to be inspired. I'm kind of really interested in looking into like women in music who are really like just awesome for whatever reason, but like obviously their music is great or their singing is great or whatever. And I said, what's a suggestion that you have? And she's like, you should get Joni Mitchell's Blue album. And I was like, okay. So I went and I got it, and it immediately changed everything for me. I was already trying to pursue being a musician, but it turned me into a songwriter. Like, that was the first step, I should say. Not, obviously you have to be, there's a lot more that goes into it than just hearing a record, but that's what made me feel really inspired to be a songwriter.
So I'm curious, you getting turned on to Joni Mitchell, I'm wondering if you finding out about her then opened the door for more songwriters in that vein. Folks like Carly Simon, Carole King, on down the pike.
Oh, definitely. Well, Carole King, I was introduced to her Tapestry album. I was introduced to earlier in life, and that definitely made an impact. But and so I was really interested in Carly Simon, and I mean, those were the main ones it was mainly Carole King. My mom was just a very big Joni Mitchell and Carole King fan. So those were the two in that genre, but it's just interesting because I grew up mainly listening to my dad was a rock musician, and he was a bass player, and he loved music so much, and he was always playing, it was basically rock music in our house. So I always was just like rock. Like pop music, definitely. But I was just, I wanted like that electric guitar in there. And then so that was the interesting thing. You know, I had been very interested in like the Pretenders. I loved the Pretenders, still love the Pretenders. Blondie was another one that my dad introduced me to. That was really important to me. A more current artist is Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow, I
Yes.
just find to be really inspiring as a like a musician. She's just really, I mean, she's a great songwriter too, obviously, but she's just, and just like a tough woman. She just seems really cool, and the same kind from the Pretenders. So those were the kinds of things that I was kind of previously interested in. But then the Joni Mitchell record, it wasn't really anything I was listening to. It just had this effect on me that it was pretty powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it that made it so powerful?
I mean, just the songwriting was just out of this world. I mean, it's just like every word is perfect. Like everything that she says is just, it's like perfectly placed. And I loved what I really loved about her. I really loved her lyrics a lot. That was the main thing that struck me. Um, I had mostly been interested in like melodies and stuff like that. And then I heard her lyrics, and it made me want to focus more on lyrics. So I just got really deep into it. And, but yeah, I mean, she just emotionally, that record just emotionally hit me, and I could relate to it. And I don't know, it was just, and it was like one song in particular that I heard, and I was like, whoa, like this song, it's like I just felt it. It was like a punch in the gut, really. And
Mhm.
that was her song, A Case of You.
Oh, yeah.
So
So,
yeah.
and this is so, we'll touch on a little bit through here. We'll touch a little bit more on Joni here as we go along
Mhm.
here. So, which hmm. So aside from okay, so we'll sit Blue aside for now. What
Yeah.
is your favorite song by Joni Mitchell, just overall?
So tough. That is so tough. I think it would have to be um it would have to be A Case of You, that song.
Wow. Okay.
Um yeah, I really love her song as well, Urge for Going. That
Mm,
has some lyrics in that just kill me. But as far as she goes, I mean, there are just so many, you know. A really special song is Clouds
mm.
is a really amazing song. Just the way it's put together, just the emotion, just it's just she's just so awesome. So,
Yeah.
but I would say those ones are the main ones. I mean, I have so many that I just love, like, so many of her songs off of, I mean, almost every song off of Blue. I know we're not supposed to talk about Blue right now, but every song off that record is like my favorite, you know, or it like feels
Mhm.
like it as soon as it comes on. It's like, oh wait, I think this one's my favorite. So,
You gotta love an album like that where you just hear it
mhm.
and just every single song just clicks with you. I absolutely love that feeling. So,
Yeah, yeah.
without further ado, we will now jump into Blue. I'm kind of diverging a little bit from how I usually do this. Normally, tend to split the normally, I tend to split this thing in half and talk about the artist for 30 minutes and then spend the other back 30 minutes going track by track on the album. But I have a little something different up my sleeve and a couple of special guests coming on later to talk about another forthcoming show in the Tardanverse. So we will get
Hey,
to the album right now. So just a little bit about the album. Says here, Blue is the fourth studio album by Canadian singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell, released on June 22nd, 1971. by Reprise Records, written and produced entirely by Mitchell. It was recorded in 1971 in Hollywood, created just after her breakup with Graham Nash. Wow, and during an intense relationship with James Taylor. Blue explores various facets of relationships, from infatuation on A Case of You, like you mentioned, to insecurity on This Flight Tonight. The song features simple accompaniments on piano, guitar, and Appalachian dulcimer. That's interesting. The album peaked at number 3. So we'll get to the track listing here. We'll start with side 1 and track 1. Tell us a little bit about All I Want.
It's a very sweet love song. I believe it was written about James Taylor. That's what I have read or been told. It's just unabashedly just being in love, and all the things that, all the kinds of feelings, all the things that you want to do when you're so in love. Like I want to shampoo you, like she wants to shampoo his hair. Just like when I think of your kisses, my mind seesaws. It's just really, it's a love song.
Yeah. Beautiful poetry also within those words. So,
oh yeah.
Oh crap, I just realized I accidentally clicked off the tab that had Blue on it. So my track list went bye-bye. So give me this.
Oops.
Yeah. This is
cool.
what the peak of professionalism looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. So I'm scrambling now to get everything back up and go. Okay, here we go. So we're back to the track listing, still on side 1. Now to track 2, My Old Man.
Oh, that's another sweet one, but not about James Taylor. This one was written about Graham Nash. And another really just sweet love song. I'm trying to think of what to tell you specifically about that song. It's just a sweet relationship, again, why she loves him and how he makes her feel, and how they don't need to get married. They don't need a piece of paper to keep them together. And so that's My Old Man. But of course, he heard that song after he had already broken up with him. So
yeah, a question that sprung to mind as you were breaking down these songs. I think this is something I should say for the end of all of this. But do you? Well, I'm trying to think of a good way to word this to where it won't open a can of worms. But like, the songs and stuff on this album, does any of it tie into a particular moment in your life at all, or moments?
Basically, me being about, at first I was 18, but then it sort of hit again as I had gone a little further down the road in songwriting, and I was living in Los Angeles, and with my boyfriend and bandmate at the time. I was in a band out there, and I think I was like 22, and that's when I hear this record, I think of that time. Definitely. I was very much, I dedicated myself completely to music. I wasn't doing anything else except for music, and I was learning a lot from my boyfriend and bandmate at the time about songwriting. He was a really great songwriter and musician, really great drummer. And so it really brings to mind that time when I was just very serious, very dedicated to making music and to becoming a better songwriter.
Okay, so we will now go to track 3, and a song that in the Wikipedia thing of this was an old song, and the only one of 3 old songs on the record that actually made the cut, Little Green.
Little Green. It is an old song. Little Green is actually about a child that Joni had that she gave up for adoption. And in the song, she's talking about all her hopes for this child. And it's really, really beautiful. And it's just very sweet, but also you can just hear there's also some anguish in there, I think. I know that it wasn't easy for her to do. I'm sure that's never an easy decision for anyone to make. I think there's a large part of her that it was hard for her to give up her child, but she felt it was the best thing to do. So in the song, it's basically her hopes for the child and the child's future.
Wow. So we'll pivot then from 3 to 4, and another one of the ones that she wrote specifically for someone, Carrie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carrie. There are rumors that it's about different people, but I believe Carrie is about like some told me that they thought it was about James Taylor and that she just used a different name, but I don't believe that's one of the ones that is about him. When she left, she had been living with Graham Nash, and she left LA she just wanted to travel. I guess she wanted to be inspired too. She wanted to write songs and stuff. And I think she was kind of running away, really. I think she was kind of afraid of the domesticity that she had settled into. And I think she wanted to get some of herself back. I think she probably felt a little too settled in. But anyway, so she went off to Europe and she traveled around. And I believe that Carrie is one of the men that she had a little relationship with, shall we say.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia thing here. It says it was inspired by her time. It says it was inspired by her time spent with a man named Carrie Raditz, living with a cave-dwelling hippie community at Matala on the Greek island of Crete. So.
Oh, Greece. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lived in a cave with this guy, and he was very deep.
So we'll now pivot to the final track on side 1 and the title track for the album, Blue. Uh-oh. I think you're frozen, EJR. Uh-oh. Okay, so EJR is completely froze at the present time. Audio and video are both totally frozen for EJR. So, so what we are going to do here for now, until the issues resolve themselves, hopefully. Oh, God. So now it's me by my lonesome. So, a little bit about Blue here. It says, Blue is the title song from Joni Mitchell's 1971 album of the same name. There's been persistent speculation that the song is about a fellow songwriter by the name of David Blue, who was a friend and possible love interest of Mitchell's when the album was released. However, she has denied the connection. So, yeah. Oh, here we are. I think I have EJR back. Yeah.
Hi.
There we go. So I just
something I should do to try and like make sure that doesn't, is that something on my end or
Uh,
usually
I don't
happens
know.
sometimes? Okay.
I'm not
Because
exactly
I can
sure.
do
So,
whatever to fix it if
okay.
it's on my end. Of course,
Okay.
like this isn't even
So,
my house, so I don't really
oh,
know where anything is.
but
But I could hunt it down.
okay. So, yeah, while you were banishing the tech gremlins, we were talking a little bit about Blue. So, what
Mhm.
does this song mean to you?
And Carrie?
Blue. We were talking about Blue.
Oh, oh,
Title
were we
tune.
talking? Had we moved on to Blue? I just guess I didn't hear that
We,
part.
oh,
We're on
okay.
Blue. Okay, I believe. Yeah, Blue. Blue is just a very somber song, I would say. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's just basically about getting through the difficult times, but remaining very in love with the person that you're with. And so, yeah, but it's definitely kind of somber.
Mhm. So that completes side number one. Now we'll pivot over to side number two and talk about track one on side two, California.
Oh, this is a really cool song. California is, well, she, as we talked about, she was in Europe traveling around, and this is about her missing California, where she had been living in the United States, and just it's basically a love song to California, and it tells a little bit about her experiences while she was traveling, but it's basically her really missing California. So
Yeah, just a great song. So this
it is.
track two, side two, I should say, is
Mhm.
one that was touched on a little bit earlier, talking about insecurity. This flight tonight.
This is about James Taylor for sure.
Mm.
She had, I don't know if they were sort of fighting or what the deal was, but she had been with James in Boston, I believe it was. It was on the East Coast.
Hmm.
And she just kind of took off. And then I think in the flight, she was kind of having some second thoughts about having left. Um, they're not, it's not it doesn't imply that they were fighting or anything. She's still
Hmm.
just, she definitely seems very in love, and she's saying, I hope you got your heat turned on. I hope they finally fixed your car. Just like simple little things like that that you might hope for your significant other. But I think she definitely was having some second thoughts about leaving. Like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Hmm. So we'll pivot from there to track three, side two, and one that has a very interesting thing. It says River, and it says written on piano. It's become a
Mhm.
standard for artists in many music styles and has become popular as Christmas music. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about River and its impact on you.
This song um, is absolutely just breathtakingly beautiful. It probably would come in second as my favorite on the record. Um, I believe that the person that it's about is Graham Nash. After she had left him, it's about definitely about her having she left somebody, and I believe it was Graham Nash because she very famously broke up with him over. I guess today it would be over text, but I think she sent him a telegram saying,
Wow.
I can't do this anymore. And River is very much about, it talks about the time of year, and then it's I guess it was like Christmas time. That's why it's used as a Christmas song. She says it's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees. They're putting up reindeer and singing songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. And that to me is just so heavy. It's like it just hits me right in the gut for sure. Because when you kind of just want to escape yourself, you feel really bad about having hurt someone, and you just want to get away from everything, from everyone and everything, including yourself.
Yeah.
So
Get that entirely. So you were talking earlier about this song as well. Track 4, side 2, A Case of You.
Yes. It is an awesome, awesome love song. And she uses the metaphor of, a case of, basically it's alcohol. Because she says, I could drink a case of you and still be on my feet. It's just very, some would call it infatuation. I guess it could be construed as that, but it's very sweet nonetheless. There's a lot of lyrics in that song that just really, really hit me.
So we'll go
I
from...
don't think it gets talked enough about as like a love song.
So we'll go to the final track on side 2, the final song of the record. The Last Time I Saw Richard.
Yeah. That I do not know the details of exactly who that was about. So yeah, I don't know exactly, but I just know there's a line in there, and now I can't remember exactly how it goes. But anyway, it's just a very just lovely little song at the end of the record. It's I think that I heard the Indigo Girls talking about how that's their favorite song on the record. Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like Richard is telling her that he's basically a jaded person. She's having a discussion with a jaded person. So it's about that.
So that has been the track by track breakdown of the album Blue by Joni Mitchell. And I usually go longer with these, but the special guest that I had planned for the other part of this ain't gonna show tonight. So, but that's no worry. We can just draw the curtain here and let everyone get to bed at a reasonable hour. So, EJR, thank you so very much for coming on Under the Influences tonight.
No problem.
I cannot wait to have you on again in the future. Take care. Much love. God bless, and all the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And for all of you who came in and showed love and commented and gave high marks, I appreciate you. Without you, the viewers, none of this is possible. So have a great night, one and all. Take care, and God bless.